Watching the news from Ukraine was particularly difficult for Rajeev Gupte, even though his girlfriend's son, who's British, and his wife had begun the process of getting a visa to leave before the pandemic.
My girlfriend's Ukrainian. She's been here for many, many years, and her son and his wife and her mother are in Ukraine. So this was a lot of anxiety and stress for us. And her son and daughter-in-law fled their town, came through the Polish border from Ukraine, and then spent a few days in Warsaw and managed to be one of the very few that got a visa to come here. But that was, and they arrived here in the UK on Wednesday last week, but it was quite a stressful time worrying about whether they were going to make it through the border safely. And also Oksana's mum she's 91 and she's still in a village outside of Lviv, safe, but who knows whether she can get gas or food or supplies and so on. So it's very relevant and very personal, and sometimes when things happen around the world you kind of observe as a third-party observer, and this actually became quite real because there's a lady sitting next to me who's on the phone all the time, who's worrying, crying of what's happening not just to her family but to her people in her country that she's grown up in.
Her son's visa process was so advanced the paperwork was already almost complete. They got an appointment at an embassy in Poland and were able to come to the UK within 2 days.
They were lucky. They were promised 48-hour turnaround and it came in 48 hours. A very good friend of mine, his wife and family fled from Kiev, and they went through to Hungary, in a city in Hungary, and they've had to queue every day to be seen, so no appointment, and their visa is in progress, and it's been 10 days in progress. And yet other people that we know have made it to Calais, and they've rescued their parents from the border, and they've been 10 days in Calais. So it's hardship for people that are fleeing as well as people that still remain.
Yulia, who was a doctor of infectious diseases in Ukraine, has now volunteered to help at Spice Fusion to say thank you for having them to stay. They've organised a Ukrainian fundraiser event for Friday the 25th of March.
I know from fantastic experience with our community here in Rainham, we're a very giving and generous community. So I thought, let's put together an event, and so we put the tickets on sale. We asked for donations for raffles and prizes, and they have come flooding in without even asking, from ghost tours to archery lessons, from having a will written to some custom-made jewellery. The response has been amazing, and even our neighbours where I live, they've come, knocked on the door, given us a card, and there's been some money in there to put through to the fund. And all the money that we raise, my target was 4,000. I think we may well raise £5,000, and that will all go directly into the Disasters Emergency Committee Fund.
Direct donations may be sent through this Just Giving page. Sandy Fleming for Rainham News.